You're Rick, right? I'm Negan. And just kidding. Yeah, anyway. I just want to do a little kind of Negan parts because I wanted to show off my Lucille Walking Dead bat. So just going to explain how I made this real quick. Basically, all you do, you just get a cheap plastic bat at the dollar store, or not dollar store, Toys R Us for about $10 or so after tax. And basically what you do, you find one that has like this kind of look to it, the wood grain. Mine was like pure white when I got it. Then you have to go to, we have a store here in Canada named Canadian Tire. Anywhere that sells paint, to, of course, brush it in brown, which you would have to do like spray paint, obviously, is what I picked, and let it sit for about 24 hours. And then this wire here, this fake barbed wire, which this is obviously not real barbed wire because I'm touching it, but this is just some regular wire that you can find at a place named Michael's is where I went to go get mine. You can kind of see the wire there, you know. There's some glue and stuff, so it's really, really sick. Yeah, I like it. So, really, really cool. It fits the color. Is just like Negan's, right? And I picked the right one because it has the end there. And look what we did with the barbed wire. Pretty sweet, right? Yeah. I like it. It's pretty sick. You know. That's really sick, right? So, that's the first thing. But yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna keep this right here. Walking Dead premiere, guys. Oh my god. Season 7, episode 1. The day will come when you won't be. Oh my god. I have to say right off the bat, this was the best episode of The Walking Dead. I told you guys before I thought it was going to be the best episode of The Walking Dead. And I do think it is. Now, I know a lot of fans are really, really mad about who they killed off. Now, major spoiler warning. If you have not seen this premiere yet, you are not supposed to be here right now. Okay? Like, I showed you my Lucille, but now it's time to, it's time to go. Because we're going to talk about severe spoilers of who died tonight. So, that's your warning, okay? So, 3, 2... 1. Abraham died and Glenn died. Yep, just like I said. And I mean, what can you do? It's a TV show. Obviously, they're going to, they're going to have casualties, and we knew we were going to get at least one character death, and we knew it was probably going to be Abraham or Glenn. Unfortunately, it was both, but it was a bummer. It was sad. It was brutal at parts. It was a mixture of things, I think, that really got me as a fan. I even had to look away myself. I'm like, when he hit Abraham, the first hit didn't look too bad. He looked still kind of fine. But then when he started hitting him, I just looked away, man. I'm like, oh my god, I can't do it. And Glenn's was worse. I mean, Glenn's was like iconic from the comic book series. If you guys saw my issue 100 review, you'll know that like I said, it's the biggest death from the comic book series, and it yet again is the biggest death from the Walking Dead television series. So yeah, man, absolutely tragic, really just gory, and it was a bunch of things, man. But it was sad. Like, I think that's the thing that stuck out. Even though, yeah, it was gory, really awesome effects by Greg Nicotero, I have to say. But I think it was more sad than brutal. Just the death, man. And you see Maggie, oh my god. I was close to tearing up a bit. I'm like, yeah, especially when she stood up. And she, oh my god, ugh. I love this thing. Sorry, guys. Anyway, but yeah, when she was there and she saw, yeah, that was crazy. So we're gonna go from the beginning. We're gonna go from the beginning, and we'll go from there. So we have the beginning. Now, they didn't show us who it was at the beginning. And I was super, super upset. I mean, I knew that, so basically the intro, if you've seen the sneak peek, you could basically skip. So, if you want to hear my opinion on the right-hand man part of this episode, just check out, I did a review of the sneak peek about 2 weeks ago when it came out. So, yeah. We already kind of gave our thoughts, and yeah, whatever. But, now moving on to the good stuff, having the Negan throwing Rick in the RV and giving him the chance to kill him with the axe, and Negan got the machine gun, right? That was awesome. I mean, that was generally just amazing. And definitely when he had the axe and he just got up real quick, I was like, whoa, Negan, do something, and then of course he did. And he actually takes him to where the walkers were originally when they started getting surrounded, and they had the wood and the log and the fire and the guy getting chained up. Them hanging him basically. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. And Rick actually has to go get the axe for him. Negan's kind of testing him to see if he's a good survivor. And he basically does learn that he's slightly good in his opinion, because he did have to save him. With the machine gun, right, firing off the shots. And that was the scene there from the promo that we saw, and from those Entertainment Weekly pictures. Rick, he jumps onto the guy with the kind of, when he has the hanging guy, he jumps onto the top of the RV to that. It was crazy, and then he falls, and then that's when Negan has to save him, and Rick gets taken back to the lineup, and then we'll discuss what happens there in a minute. Now let's talk about who dies, and then because this is when they flash back to it when Rick's on top of the RV. When they show it, and Negan's just doing the line, and they show it to you in chronological order of how he did it. He did not do it in chronological order. He just did this. Let's say you have Glenn here, and you have Abraham, and then you have Daryl here, okay? You're Daryl, okay? He is just like this. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch. It's seriously, what the heck, man? What's the point of even doing that if you're just going to mess up the song and you're not doing it in order? You're just picking whoever. So that's how I know he picked Abraham on purpose, because he thought, oh, this guy's not scared of me. Well, I'm going to tell him off. And unfortunately, Negan did. He did, yeah. So, oh, man. The thing, though, that really bothers me, and the thing that really angers me a lot is, now, it's not too big of a deal, but I think some people will notice this. When, in the season 6 finale, when he said, he threatens them if they do anything, and then he just says, you're all going to be doing it. He's like this. He's like, you're all going to be doing that. Takes a big breath, you're all going to be doing that. And he goes real slow. In this one, he's just like, you're all going to be doing that. It's like, what? You can tell that they refilmed it. And I hate when you can tell that it's redone. I hate that, because it's not realistic. In their world, the scene only happened once. So really, that's kind of unfortunate, but at the same time, it's still cool, but oh man. I just thought that was a little weird how he did that. But then when he hit Abraham and you see Sasha, that was sad. That was really sad, and especially Rosita. Oh my God, yes, man. That was just, yeah. But of course, Daryl had to go up and punch Negan in the face, and he hit him hard, and he went down, and Dwight pointed the crossbow, and he's like, let's see if you can do it now. It's something like that Negan said, right? And Dwight kind of stops what he's doing. And I loved it. He pointed the bat, and he's like, that is a no-no, It's like, what? Especially because when he was like, that is a no-no. And he looked at him, and I'm like, oh my God. Are they going to do it? Are they going to make him the second death? Because honestly, when he killed Abraham, and everyone everyone was sad, and it seemed like he wasn't doing anything from it. I'm like, maybe they won't. Maybe there won't be a second death. Maybe it's just gonna be a little bit more disappointing than I thought. And maybe Abraham's all we're gonna get. Because honestly, Abraham, it's a big death. It's huge. He's been around for years. But the Glenn one, that was the big bummer of the bunch, and that was just crazy. And it was just, I'm not gonna go into it too much. It was iconic from the comics. It was sad. And when you see the picture of Glenn and everybody at the table, everybody happy, it reminded me in The New Beginning a little bit. It's kind of like a preview for it, I want to say. It seemed like kind of like a new beginning-ish type image, you know? Just crazy. And honestly, though, when he was like, he was kind of talking, I don't know who's leading you. I don't know who you've been dealing with. And everybody else is kind of faded in the background. But for some reason, Glenn has a lot of light on his face, and he's lit right up. Nobody else is. And he kept getting closer to him. I'm like I was like, I'm right. I'm going to be right, you know? And I was. He turned right around, and oh my God, I'm not going to go further. What a crazy, crazy death, man. This is the best episode of Walking Dead. But it doesn't mean that this is, like, the most, happy-go-lucky episode. That's for sure. And I mean best, that, you know, in terms of action and everything. Because that's my type of general thing I like to see on TV. So, either that or, I'm not into drama too much. Comedy's amazing. I love comedy. TV show Friends. I love Fuller House. That's a new one. I'm not going to go into that. Big Bang Theory, you know, all that kind of stuff. But the main thing here, Glenn and Abraham die. It's brutal. For a minute there, I thought they were going to kill Glenn, and then they still went ahead with my prediction, and they did it. So, it was tough, man. And then, to make it even further, he almost forces Rick to cut Carl's arm off. He didn't do it, but for that moment, I actually did think he was going to do it. But then for the last couple seconds, when he kept going slower, I'm like, oh, you know. So they could have shortened that up a bit, but it was still great. And, you know, this episode, I have no complaints. It's amazing. Even though that little gripe I was talking about, you know, you're all going to be doing that, you know. It was good enough. At least it was still the same words, and I guess the same coincidence. So, I guess. But now, he didn't make him do it, and he made him fall in line. He's like, listen to me. And to make it even further is when he takes Daryl and he decides he's going to take him back to the sanctuary. Oh my God, I did not see that coming at all. I didn't see it coming at all. Like, I really, really didn't. And especially when we're shown, like, we're done. I'm like, just don't say anything, you know, right? You know, you're kind of worried, like, what is he gonna do next? I knew he wouldn't kill a woman though, and I told you guys, I knew he wouldn't. So, yeah, man. Okay, this episode's crazy. And then everybody leaves the iconic Tata. They'll be back to get their stuff in a week. Oh my God, it was absolutely crazy. Absolutely just, I have no other words. It's the best episode of The Walking Dead, in my opinion. There's been some great ones. No Way Out was my favorite before this. Now, I have to say, The Day Will Come When You Won't Be is the best episode of The Walking Dead television series. Basically, I want to say, this episode's about Rick. Even though we see the deaths, this episode's about Rick. Seeing a man the man we've seen leading for 6 whole years has finally been beaten by someone. And it's crazy how they let it go down. So, let me know what you guys think about this episode in the comments. I know a lot of people are mad, but just hang in there, guys. We're going to do a character tribute for each character. Glenn and Abraham, yep, absolutely. It's terrible, guys, but we'll get through it. So, if you like it, please thumb it up if you wouldn't mind, and hang in there, guys. Next episode's going to be Morgan and Carol in the Kingdom. So, I'll see you guys soon. Peace.